So welcome everyone. It is our second team call of 2017, and we're going to dive into the leadership ladder here in a little bit, but I wanted to just run through a few quick announcements. If you've seen, I was able to register for the Success Club trip in 2018, so a little ways away yet, but a lot of you have been asking, how do you get on this trip, and can you still qualify, and how's that going to work? And I just want to say that yes, you absolutely can. The first thing I would recommend is when the window opens up, that you get on the wait list, but it won't be yet. And actually, I had pulled, where is it? I didn't put this in the slideshow. Let me just open it real quick. It shows the different times that you can open, or that you can register. So I was able to register yesterday, and then anyone who is, I'm trying to mute anyone who's not muted. I'm getting background noise somewhere. Anyone who is a 2017 Premier or an active All-Star Legend as of the end of last year, that's somebody who's hit Success Club for 24 consecutive months, those people were able to register today. And then on the 13th, anyone who was a paid 5-star diamond as of the end of the year, and also an active All-Star. Now, All-Stars are different from Legends in the sense that a Success Club Legend has hit for 24 months, and an All-Star has hit for 12 months. And then also the top 100 Success Starters. So we've talked about that a little bit in our new coach training, and you may have heard that term before, but a Success Starter is somebody who has hit Success Club in the first 3 months of their business. So if you sign up as a coach on January 1st, you've got either January or February to hit for your first time, and if you hit Success Club in the 2 consecutive months after that, so 3 total, you are eligible to become a Success Starter. So that wave of registrations is on the 13th, starts on the 13th. And then the top Success Club point earners in the entire 2016 year starts on the 19th. And I posted the link in our team page for those of you who were around last year to see if you were in that top. I don't know what the number of Success Club points were. But I know a lot of you who are even on tonight, you are newer to this, so this doesn't apply to you yet. But 2 things. One, note these qualifications, because when it comes time for this time next year, when we're registering for the 2019 trip, if you're somebody who has hit Success Club, for 12 consecutive months, or if you're somebody who is in that top Success Club point earners of the year, you might be eligible for this early registration. Now, they will do a general registration after all of these people who have early registrations have completed theirs. Now, there was a question in the wall regarding, how many people are actually going to be able to get off. And at this point, they don't know, because they don't know how many people in the other windows will register. So there's no way to say exactly how many, after this is said and done, will get on. I know at this point they have let off 2,500 people from the Punta Cana wait list. So people who were on the wait list for Punta Cana, which is where we're going this upcoming spring, they've let 25 people off that wait list. I know Jade Emhoff just got off over the weekend. I think she at some point was number like 6,000 on the wait list, and she just got off. So you never know. I always say put your name on. It has no harm in putting your name on the list when the time comes. And then, the only thing is if you get off, you will have to put the $300 deposit down. But these trips are just a great way to, one thing, it's for a celebrate the business and what you've been able to accomplish. And if you've hit Success Club 10, for the entire year, then it covers your $1,200 cost of the room. So for example, I registered for a room that was $1,600. So I am eligible to earn up to $1,200, and I earn that through my trip dollars. And then I will have to personally pay $400, not just because I had upgraded the room. You earn your trip dollars through your Success Club points. If you had 4 Success Club points in the month of January, you would earn $5 for each point. And if you earn, so that would get you $20. If you hit Success Club 10 or higher, you get, there's a 5 or higher. I don't know. I might have put that on. I can't remember now. I can't remember if it was Success Club 5 or 10. They've changed it over the years, but I think if you hit Success Club 10 or higher, then your Success Club points are $10 each that you earn towards your trip. Also, January is double trip dollars, which means if you hit Success Club 10 and you got $10 for your Success Club 10, that's $100. I can't do the math in my head. But then this month you would earn double because they just do double trip dollars in January. So big picture, what you need to know is A, get on the wait list whenever the opportunity presents itself, and continue hitting Success Club. And if you can hit Success Club 10 all year long, that covers your trip. Also, the Team Cup registration is going to open next week. The Team Cup is basically a way where you can work together with other people, and the goal is to have the most cumulative points. So you earn prizes, and there'll be a full FAQ that will come out on this. I didn't look at the full FAQ. They just mentioned this on the wake up call on Monday and also at Super Saturday, but it's more of like a little competition amongst your team. So there has to be 5 people on all teams. You can you can have a diamond. There can be no more than 1 diamond, but you do not have to have a diamond. So the team can be a whole bunch of new coaches. It can be emerald coaches. It can be, 1 diamond coach with other emeralds and whatever, but there can only be 1 diamond at most, but it doesn't have to be on there. Also, so that opens the 16th. Registration will close the end of the month. So we'll create like a list in our team page for people who need a team or wants a team. That way we make sure everybody gets on one. If nothing else, you get to win free swag and just meet other people, get to network with other people on our team, and push together to hopefully get something at the end of it. And the All Access Challenge Pack, hopefully, I think everyone probably realizes that at this point, but the All Access Challenge Pack is the Challenge Pack promotion this month. So if you haven't been talking that up yet, goodness gracious, talk it up. I had a call with one of coaches today, and we were just talking about how, I've had less price objections with this challenge pack, and I think it's because people who understand how Beachbody works, in the sense that Beachbody comes out with several programs a year. For example, they said that there will be there will be 3, I think is right now what they're saying, 3 workout programs this year alone. So when you think of that, I mean, heck, I bought P90X, my husband bought P90X before we got married. It was $120. So people who know and are familiar with P90X or Insanity, that also cost $120 that he got when I was pregnant with Aubrey. Those programs, like people see those infomercials all the time. It was 4 easy payments of $29.95. This is $199. You get P90X and Insanity and 21 Day Fix and PiYo and Size and 22-minute hardcore and all the programs that they've seen on the infomercials, that they've seen you do, and Shakeology and the portion containers, and you as their coach for $199. So like when I've talked to people, like obviously you got to get people to first respond to you. You've got to invite them. You've got to start those conversations. But when they understand what they're getting for $199, for the most part, they're shocked because it is an incredible deal. And if you just think of like the more recent programs like Quarter Force or 21 Day Fix they cost $60, and they're saying they're going to come out with 3 of those this year alone, it's $180. I mean, heck, we don't have to buy those either. Like, we've already digitally unlocked them. Yes, people need to buy physical DVDs, different story. But for people who can stream it, it's an incredible value. It's a great way to get people to try Shakeology because they are able to bundle it in the challenge pack. So just don't be afraid to throw that out there. I had somebody who wanted the 21 Day Fix, and when I shared the All Access, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, thank you for telling me about this option because this is a better deal. I'd rather pay, $60 more and get all of these workout programs than have just got the one program. Plus, the other thing is you get with that All Access, you're getting all like the deluxe. Like if you think of the 21 Day Fix, or I'll just use Quarter Force, I unlocked the deluxe. It was $15 for me to unlock it, which I did like a week before this All Access stuff was announced. But so I paid $50 to unlock that when I could have, it just would come with the All Access. You get all of those workouts. So know it, understand it, and more importantly, just share it. Share it in conversation, share it in your post, share how you're using on demand in your living room or in your basement or wherever you're using it. Use it and talk about it because it's an incredible value, and the more people see you do it, the more they're going to want to jump in and join you too. And there's the FAQs listed there. I definitely took some time myself. I think the first week All Access was released, that FAQ just lived up on my computer just to reference it and understand it and know, how people upgrade and what their options are. Definitely take note of that. And then obviously the last thing, you get 3 Success Club points, because we all push for Success Club and just talked about that Success Club trip that everyone is eligible to work towards and earn. You get 3 points for the All Access Challenge Pack. So instead of having, needing 3 new people this month to hit Success Club, you could do Success Club with just 2 people. So much going on. Coach Summit. I feel like I talked about this the first half of last year, and then Summit came and went, and then I kind of forgot to keep mentioning this because it's still available. It's still open. You can still register for Summit. This year it's in New Orleans, July 13th through the 16th. I will tell you, I plan to arrive on the 11th, which I think is a Tuesday. The event itself will run Thursday evening through Saturday night. So 13th is a Thursday evening. Usually the kickoff stuff is around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. So depending on where you are geographically to Nashville, some people just drive in on that Thursday. You would just need Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Kyle, my husband, and I have never been there. So we've decided we're going to head in on Tuesday. But you can still register. You can still get a ticket, and you can still get on the hotel wait list. I'll tell you, the hotels, Nashville just jacked their prices when they found out we were coming, or once it was actually announced. So if you go to book a hotel there, they're crazy expensive. But I got on the wait list for the hotel, and then I just went ahead. I actually got off this earlier this week, a couple days ago. I posted the hotel that I got. You don't have any say, which I think is the downside, because I would have loved for us to all stay in the same hotel. Unfortunately, as it stands right now, we do not have a choice in the hotel we get. So, and I don't remember the name of it, but I was put on the wait list. I put my preferences in of what room I wanted, and then they just left it off the wait list. I know my mom got an email today, we got on the wait list close to the same time, and she's at a different hotel. But there are hotels out there. So, bunk up with other people if you're looking to go. If your spouse is able to go, make it a little getaway if you can. But I am aiming to grow. I know it seems a little silly, but we had 9 people from our team last year, and I had set a goal, and I'm still pushing for it. I'm hoping to have at least 50 people from our team there this year in Nashville. So I can't speak enough about events. When I went to my first summit, I had been a coach for less than 3 months. I got my airline ticket bought with miles. My mother-in-law got it for me because I did not have any money. I jumped in a hotel room with another girl because she needed roommates, and I didn't have any money to go get one at the MGM. So I bunked in with her, and I packed Shakeology and Quest bars and almonds and oatmeal, and I made it in my hotel room by heating up water, and I made it happen because I knew that this was something that I wanted to do, and I needed to invest in it the best that I could at the time. And going to that first summit was a huge turning point for my business and just understanding the bigger picture of what Team Beachbody does. And on just the dates aspect, April 8th is the next Super Saturday. So mark that date down. There's always, as you get about 4 to 6 weeks out from the event, people will start, the different areas will start registering their specific event, and you'll be able to see where the closest one to you is, whether they hold it on Friday, whether they hold it on Saturday, or whether they hold it on Sunday. But the National Super Saturday weekend, so to speak, will be that weekend of April 8th. So just make sure you note that date down. I did want to just one more time recognize our leaders from December. I went to run a report in January, and there were people who I know had Success Club points who were showing 0. So I'm thinking it was just a funky report time where things were maybe being updated. I know on Tuesdays, that's when they're manually adding that 3rd point for the All Access Challenge Pack. So that might have been a reason why it was a little bit messed up. But nonetheless, I couldn't get an accurate report for January, but I do know that Regan Long, Melissa Chavez, Katie Paulson, and Megan Lenz have all hit Success Club. So while the numbers may not have been accurate for what I could see, I know that those ladies hit Success Club, and there easily could have been other ones, and if I missed you, I apologize, but just wanted to take a minute to just recognize Robin rocked last month with 27 Success Club points. Regan wasn't too far behind at 18. We had Missy at 17. Rachel and Miss Melissa Chavez both at 14 and Jade at 10. So it was a huge month, I will say, to have hit Success Club 10 or higher, because when you do that, well, hitting Success Club in general will qualify you for leads, but Success Club 10 or higher qualifies you for the Success Club leads if you're Emerald and you are a paid club member. And I know I've had a lot of, free leads. They're not necessarily buying customers yet, but a lot of people who have done either a trial membership of On Demand or have bought the On Demand membership. So congrats to you all. I know I had shared my January strategy on last week's call. I had not yet made an image. So just to get it more official out there, HealthBet obviously started this week. We've got our Tuesday calls coming up just on Tuesdays through the month of January. I am starting my second challenge group of the month on the 16th with preseason on the 16th. The day one will start on the 23rd. I ran 2 challenge groups every January. I don't do them most months. It's more work to do 2 a month by all means, but I know that there were people who were ready to jump in with the HealthBet on the 9th, and there were some people who are just still getting their shit together at this point, and they were not ready on the 9th, but they still want to change, and they're going to be ready come next week. So I've always done 2 this month. I'll do 2 again. I'm doing it more on like a Valentine's Day theme, because 4 weeks out from that group will end us right around Valentine's Day. So doing a Love the Skin You're In. That's the same thing. I think I did Love Yourself Fit last year was my theme, but that's where I'm headed this month. I highly suggest if you started the HealthBet, which hopefully every one of you did, that you consider doing another one, whether it's on the 23rd or the 30th, but catch those people who are still, or who are now ready, because some people who are watching you, they saw that HealthBet and it came and went and they didn't jump on it, and they might think like, oh, like they missed their opportunity. But if you can, even if you weren't planning on it, maybe you work together with another coach or 2 and get together, join forces and run a little challenge group. This one will be much smaller. My health group is pretty big, my HealthBet group. This one will definitely be more small, a smaller size group, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think sometimes having the smaller groups are beneficial too. So that's my game plan. And then I'm going to do a sneak peek coaching opportunity on the 25th. I think I initially said last week on the call I was going to do it on the 1st, but I don't want to do it into March. So I've decided I'm going to do it the Wednesday before on the 25th. I know I've done different types of sneak peek groups. What I think I'm going to do for this one on the 25th is just a webinar. So I used to do these along with our little sneak peek group, where I would do like my own little like slideshow thing where I would kind of go over our team and who we are and what we do as coaches and touch on some of the general questions. And then I would also do like where you show like the little videos on, kind of like the little 5-minute snippets. I'm going to my plan for right now is just to do the webinar. I feel like that's what I tend to send people when somebody comes to me and says, hey, like, what do you do? I usually just send them one of those webinars. They're about 20 minutes. They're not super long. And it really just kind of runs through the basics. And I haven't done one for a while. It was something too that last year, the first half of the year, I feel like I did those pretty regularly. It was part of my monthly routine. And I got out of it whenever we started doing more of like the live events in Facebook, and I wanted to go back and do another webinar. So that is my plan for this month. You guys can always, invite people to that same call. I will happily share my slides with you, and you can make your own set of slides and do your own webinar. You can do a Zoom like this, record yourself, and it's a valuable tool to have that recording when somebody says, what do you do as a coach? This is the leaderboard, a new team leaderboard. I shared this in our team page today, but it goes along with what I wanted to talk about today. But this focuses on the leadership ladder. And this is something still fairly new. It came out about 1.5 years ago, I'd say. But it focuses on these different leadership ladder rungs, as well as the diamond, the emerald, the ranks that you hear more commonly. And it's, to go along with more than just a rank perspective, but also a volume benchmark and a Success Club benchmark and that kind of stuff. So these were all of the people in my downline in our entire organization that met one of the benchmarks for the month of December. So it always comes out like 1.5 weeks into, I think it's the second Tuesday of the month following the prior month. But Reagan Long was our one and only team leader. And then we had 3 team beaters. builders, Rachel Boley, I hope I said that right, Jade Emhoff, and Alyssa, I can't talk, and Allison Lemieux Robinson. So those were our 3 team builders. And we had lots of business starters. And I'm excited to just continue sharing this and updating this every month, and hopefully it'll just continue to grow with more smiling faces. But obviously this doesn't mean a whole lot until you understand what makes up each of these rungs. So this one's not pretty, but I wanted to just kind of run through it so that you guys understand now. And in addition to, thinking about what your goals are from I want to be emerald, and I want to be diamond, and I want to do this, think about the rungs of the leadership ladder. Because to be honest, like, the ranks are great and they're fun and they're exciting and they're pretty little gems, and that's all fun. But when it comes to building the business and stability and income, which I think we all somehow in some shape or form want or need, this leadership ladder helps correlate these ranks to more of an income goal as well, to help make sure that you're balanced and that you're stable as you move along through the business. So if we just look at this business starter, and that's this whole group we had up here on the right, the business starter means that you're earning about $100 a month in your commission. So at this point, 2 challenge packs, 2 all access challenge packs would give you $140. That would kind of check your box for that monthly earnings. It means that you're hitting Success Club 5 and that you're a paid coach, and that's it. So if you hit Success Club, which chances are if you hit Success Club, you're going to naturally have earned that $100 in commission. So those 2 kind of go hand in hand. But that's what first qualifies you for that business starter rung. And then as we move to the next one here, this team builder, and this is where we had Jade, Rachel, and Allison. This is where you have a little bit more of these categories that you need to fulfill as well. So instead of $100 a month, it means you're earning at least $250 a month. Now this is a month, not a week. So $250 through the month. So you're also, again, hitting Success Club 5. The Success Club 5 benchmark doesn't change. It means that you have at least been a emerald or ruby paid rank. So you're emerald or ruby. And here's probably one of the harder spots, harder runs to check off. You have at least 2 personally sponsored coaches who also have at least 1 Success Club point. So being an emerald, a lot of people, you hear emerald come up early on in the talks of, when you're in your coach training and we're going through, it's like, ooh, get to emerald. You can get to emerald by signing 2 people up. My first 2 coaches that got me to emerald were my sister and my husband. My sister was military, so she could sign up for free. She got that monthly fee waived, got her Shakeology while she was deployed. And then my husband, because it was me signing him up, and I bought a challenge pack that I wanted, an extra Shakeology to sell off in packets to people who wanted it. And there I was emerald. But just because I was emerald didn't necessarily mean that I was meeting all these other things. When you're a team builder, you're beginning to build a team. You're not just emerald with 2 people under you that made you an emerald. You're an emerald, but you have 2 people under you who are also hitting Success Club, who are also starting to build a business, whether it's, as a hobby or, building the business as a working coach as well. You've got 2 of those. And then your total monthly week leg team volume is at least 200. Now, without going too much into a whole full-blown volume discussion, when you think of your weak leg, you have a right leg and a left leg in your business center. One of those will be weak and one will be strong. Or, at this point in my business, my 2 legs are equal. So I don't have a weak or a strong, but you've got 2. Everybody's got 2. When you have 200 total volume on your week, that's the 5th thing to meet to be able to qualify for team builder. And then the last one that I want to talk to, I'm not going to even go into these ones on the end, the organizational or executive leader, but team leader. Because a lot of people say, like, when I get to diamond, like, what's that going to mean? Like, am I going to make a lot more money when I'm a diamond rank? And to be honest, again, the rank doesn't necessarily correlate with the amount of income that you're going to make. But I can tell you, if you meet that team leader, then you can tie an income associated with it, that you would earn at least $1,000 a month. You're still hitting Success Club. You are at least a paid diamond rank. and you have 4 coaches under you with at least 1 Success Club point. Again, those 4 coaches under you don't have to have hit Success Club, but they need to have at least 1 point, a coach with 1 point. So if I'm here and I can see Allison under me. I have Allison on one leg and I have Michelle on the other leg, and they both have a Success Club point. That would qualify me here with like 2 personally sponsored coaches with 1 Success Club point. And then I think the hardest thing for diamonds to get when it comes to hitting also team leader, and to not just be a diamond but a team leader, it's this weak leg volume. And for this 5,000, you can see it jumps from team builder at 200 weak leg volume up to 5,000 weak leg volume. And that's going to be your cycle bonuses. When you're a diamond, your cycle bonus goes from $14 a week to $18 a week. And it's like, okay, well, $4 more a cycle, like whip-de-woo. Well, most emeralds or even some diamonds are only getting a couple cycles a month. Like, how does that really add up? But it adds up as you build your weak leg. So when you're, diamond itself isn't necessarily going to be, it's fun recognition, right? Like, you want to be a diamond, doesn't want to be a diamond. But along with that, if you can build, focus on these other rungs of the ladder, focus on getting your coaches under you to then also have Success Club activity. And also, the more activity your coaches have, the more volume they're bringing in, the more volume that they have, the more cycles you're going to have, and then the more income in turn. So I know to some of you, this may be like, way over your head, and to some, this might totally have a light bulb moment. And by all means, if you have questions or want me to go back over this, I can. And if this is the first time you're hearing it, then listen to it again, because it'll make more and more sense the more you do it and the more you get familiar with what your downline looks like, and when you sign a coach and where their volume's going. Like, this is a harder part of the business to understand, because I don't really think it's common sense. Like, this isn't anything like anything I had ever done before until I started coaching. It's very unique. There's a lot of numbers. There's all these qualifications, but so often people are like, oh, I want to get to diamond, and their paycheck as a diamond might be the exact same that it was the week before as an emerald. So it doesn't necessarily, your income isn't going to be driven by what your rank is. But I can tell you, if you are setting income goals along with rank goals as we step forth through this year, I encourage you to understand this leadership ladder a little bit better, and understand that it's going to come from, you hitting Success Club, and then you helping get coaches under you who are also having that Success Club activity. And, whether they're recruiting customers or recruiting coaches, it's what you do and then what your team does that really helps propel you forward. So I wanted to just kind of share this. This was shared at the New Leader Conference that I was at last year. So you can see the numbers are a little bit older, but it was a diamond versus team leader comparison. And in the yellow numbers here were the team leaders, and then the blue numbers on the right were just diamonds. So you can see as it goes down, the percent of diamonds who dropping in rank was a lot higher than the percent of team leaders. I'm sorry. And the numbers are backwards. No, not numbers, the colors. Team leaders, like once someone met that team leader benchmark, they pretty much held on to their rank. And I know, again, some of you who are newer might be like, well, rank, I haven't even changed past the coach. But a lot of time, once I got to diamond, I was like, damn it, I'm not leaving diamond. Like, I got to this is what I pushed for, this is what I wanted, and I'm never going to let that fall. But some people go in and out. You get to diamond, then coaches cancel. Or your emerald cancels their account. You never know what's going to happen. But from a stability standpoint, I thought this was really interesting to show that people who were just people who were diamonds and dropped rank, like 20%, 30%, 40% of diamond coaches in these months that were studied dropped their rank. But when you looked at team leaders, virtually nobody was dropping their rank once they were considered a team leader and meeting all those other benchmarks. Just means they had stability. They had the stability, they had the growth, they were continuing to build and to recruit coaches who wanted to do the same too. So I'm a numbers girl, so to me, this is just reassuring and just kind of reiterates that, focusing on all the rungs of the ladder is what's really going to help build a solid business than just focusing on that diamond aspect. But just wanted to pass that along. So I will stop my screen share. Was there any questions? I know that was a lot of words and a lot of numbers if you're not a number person like me. Does anyone have any questions on that? Understanding it? Quiet, quiet. Nada. Alrighty. Well, take the silence as a good thing that I just explained it so perfectly well that you guys all understand it. And it was just so perfectly done that you have no questions. And we're right on time, 9:32, not too shabby. So I'm going to continue trying to respect your time and keep these calls to 30 minutes. So if there's no other questions, I will let you all go. Thank you very much for taking your time to get on tonight. And by all means, if you do end up somehow having a question about that, don't hesitate to ask. I know it can be confusing sometimes.
Thanks, Megan. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Good night, ladies.
Thank you.
Good night. You're welcome.